Hey, what's up, guys? Tired24 here, back again with another episode of A Nation United Rock, Flag, and Eagle. And in today's episode, it is our second round matchup against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, in the last episode, we kind of made a mockery of this sim engine as we scratched not only Austin Matthews, not only Brock Boeser, but Jack Eichel as well. Yet, we still defeated the Detroit Red Wings in 6 games, and that brings us to today. Now, before we take a look at the Toronto team we'll be going up against, I want to show you the lines that we're going to roll with, as I have reintroduced the big three to the team, but we have put them all on a separate line. The top line for the beginning of this series will be Joel Farabee, who had 4 assists and was a +3 in the first round, alongside our leading scorer in Casey Mittelstadt and Brock Boeser, who again put up no points in 3 games. And if you look, his past 2 postseason appearances have been abysmal. He has 1 point in his past 7 postseason games. Hopefully he can find a way to step up. Compared to the other 2 lines in the top 9, he has the best teammate to work with Mittelstadt. I'm intrigued to see what he can do, though. The second line is Ryan Donato. He had 2 points and was a -2 in the first round, with Ryan Poehling and Jack Eichel. Again, what will more than likely be Eichel's last season here. He is the main man on that line, although Poehling and Donato are certainly capable. That brings us to the third line: Jack Hughes, Austin Matthews, and Oliver Wahlstrom. On the fourth line, still Norris, Lewis, and Johnny Brodzinski. Defensively, we've changed it up just a little bit. It's going to be Chad Chris, 3 assists and a +3 in the first round, alongside Jacob Trouba. We're going to have Max Gilden with William Borgen, and Quinn Hughes with Charlie McAvoy. Was very tempted to change everybody back over to a 2-way. Honestly, I might do it. If we're struggling, if we fall down 0-2, 2 games to 1, I might double check and change everyone back to a 2-way, with the exception of maybe Gilden and Borgen, just to try and create a little bit more offense. Jake Ottinger is the reason why we are here. 4 wins in 6 appearances, a .945 save percentage, and a .156 GAA with the 1 shutout. He was tremendous, and I can only hope, as you might be able to hear the dog scratching her ear, nearly just, Emmy, calm down, would you? I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know what to think at this point. But fingers crossed things go well for us. But obviously this team is in a little bit of turmoil, given the drama of the last episode and just some of the disappointing moments, I guess we could say, throughout this series so far. Anyway, distractions from my dog aside, it's time to take a look at the team that we are up against, the Toronto Maple Leafs. And we start off with the top line. It is Jordan Eberle, now 31 years old, to get a look at his attributes. 5 points in 7 games in the first round, centered by 29-year-old Mark Scheifele and Phil Kessel. Back in Toronto, a point-a-game player in the first round. I don't know what to make of that. Eberle, Scheifele, and Kessel, that is one hell of a line. Second line, we have Nick Merkley, 3 points in 7 games in the first round, centered by Logan Couture, and Anthony Mantha is on the right, 6 points in 7 games in the first round. The third line, it doesn't get any easier. Bo Horvat is their third line left wing, centered by Mika Zibanejad, and Joel Armia is on the right side. The fourth line is Tyler Ennis, centered by Michael McLeod, with Oliver Bjorkstrand as the fourth line right wing. That's a hell of a well-rounded team to have the likes of Horvat and Zibanejad on the third line, having someone like McLeod on the fourth line. It's an interesting team, and defensively, the outlook doesn't get much brighter for us. It's Hampus Lindholm on the top pairing with Dougie Hamilton. Second pairing, Darnell Nurse, no points in the first round, but he is on the pairing with Adam Boqvist, 21 years old, the medium elite potential. Travis Dermott and Eric Bronstrom make up that third pairing. The goaltender, 86 overall, Joonas Korpisalo, didn't have the greatest first round. A .922 save percentage is a little bit low, but he got the job done. UC Saros has not played a minute in this postseason. Sam Steele and Elias Anderson are the healthy scratches for Toronto at this point in time. So, am I feeling a little bit more optimistic, less optimistic after looking at their lineup? I'm not sure. It's not so much what I feel about Toronto, it's how I feel about our own team and the doubts I have when it comes to this team. So far, so good, though, in terms of beating Detroit. Can we follow that up with a victory against Toronto? We're going to find out. Now's the time. So let's do this. Matthews versus Kessel in the opening draw, by the way. That is amazing. Toronto has a power play 29 seconds into the period, but we will sim the entire first period. Game 1 here in Toronto. Can we get off to a good start? Yes, we can. The fourth liner, Josh Norris, delivers. He gets the goal. We were outshot 12-7. Norris with the lone goal, though, in the first period. It is 1-0 Blue Jackets. Can we maintain that lead in the second period, though? That's an entirely different question. Let's find out. And not only can we maintain that lead, we can add to it. Oliver Wahlstrom gets the goal, 21 shots to 18 in their favor. Yet we have the 2-0 lead, the most dangerous lead. Can we hold on to it here in the third period? An early power play for Toronto, an extended power play for the Leafs that is killed off. They have another opportunity. That one is also killed off. We're halfway through the third period. Not giving up a goal on either of those power play opportunities was huge for us. Under 3 minutes to go. Dermott gets a goal with 2:43 remaining. Can we hold on? Yes, we can. So Travis Dermott ruins the shutout. Scares us a little bit, but we were able to hold on. Oliver Wahlstrom's second period goal holds up as the winner. They outshot us 32-31. It was 2-1 on the scoreboard. We walk into Toronto and walk away with a W in Game 1, a .968 save percentage for Ottinger in that game. That's a hell of a way to start. Things were still a little bit on the quiet side for the likes of Matthews, Eichel, and Boeser, but we're still winning games, and for that, I cannot complain. We are going to jump into Game 2. No reason to make any lineup changes. Let's see what happens. Mission accomplished as far as taking a game on the road. Taking a second game, though, would be that much better. So here we go. First period of Game 2, and it's a better start for Toronto. Joel Armia gets the opening goal. Ryan Donato gets it back just over 4 minutes later. 13 shots to 7 in their favor. So again, we are getting off to a slow start in this series. It's now 2 games in a row. Hopefully we can break the trend, or at least at the very least, hopefully we can rebound here in the second period and walk away with the lead. Will that be the case? Yes, it will. Casey Mittelstadt with his 6th goal of this postseason. 22 shots to 15 in their favor, but 2-1 on the scoreboard for the Blue Jackets. We are 20 minutes away from perhaps walking out of Toronto for these first 2 games with a 2-0 series lead. But 20 minutes is an awfully long time. We have an early power play chance that Brock Boeser capitalizes on. Tyler Ennis, though, gets the goal back under 2 minutes later. We have another power play opportunity. Can we take advantage of that? It's an extended power play, and unfortunately, we cannot. 6.5 minutes to go. Power play chance for the Leafs. That is killed off. 2 minutes to go. Will that do it? Yes, it will. Yet again, a 1-goal difference. But the Blue Jackets walk away with the victory. Brock Boeser's third period goal holds up as the winner. He finally shows up this postseason. A huge goal for him, a huge game for him, a first-star performance with a 2-point night. Jake Ottinger with 29 saves, a .935 save percentage. That was good enough for the win. So our top line and goaltending carries the weight, carries the load. We have a 2-0 series lead to start things off. I see no reason as to why we should make any lineup changes, let's get right back into it. Game 3 in Columbus. Can we keep up this momentum after taking the first 2 games on the road? First period of game number 3, and yet again, it's a goal apiece split. Ryan Poehling with the opening goal. Dougie Hamilton gets it back just over 3 minutes later. For the first time, though, we do outshoot them. It's 15-7 in our favor in terms of shots at the end of the opening 20 minutes. However, that's backfired on Toronto, outshooting us in the first period. Hopefully it doesn't prove to backfire. It's backfired on them. Hopefully it doesn't prove to backfire on us. Second period, and there it is. So if you're heavily outshooting your opponent after the opening 20 minutes, you might as well just give up. Anthony Mantha and Mark Scheifele with the 2 quick goals. 27 shots to 19 in our favor, but we are down 3-1 on the scoreboard as we enter the third period. We are going to need a goal quickly. A power play chance for Toronto. That is killed off. Under 13 minutes to go now in regulation. We're halfway through the period. Do we have a couple of late goals in us, or will the Leafs get on the board in this series? And unfortunately for us, that'll do it. 36 shots to 32 in our favor, but it's a 3-1 victory for Toronto in Game 3. 35 saves for Korpisalo, the goal from Mantha, and a 2-assist night for Hampus Lindholm. And we have ourselves a series. Toronto takes Game 3. And while I'm tempted to look at the lineup, I won't unless things go poorly in Game 4. Let's jump right into it and hope that we can get back to our winning ways. I would love to take that commanding 3-1 series lead back with us to Toronto for Game 5. So here we go. First period of Game 4 here in Columbus, and it is scoreless. 10 shots to 7 in our favor. I am now officially worried because we outshot them in the first period. Pretty sure that's not how you're supposed to feel, but it is. Second period, and there you go. The fourth liner, McLeod, gets the goal under 5 minutes into the second period. 21 shots to 17 in our favor. It has been a terrible sign. Whoever is winning in terms of shots on goal turns out to not be winning on the scoreboard. We're down 1-0 at the end of 40 minutes. The third period begins, and we are in need of a goal. We have an early power play opportunity. Unfortunately, we cannot take advantage of it. 13 minutes here to play in regulation. Can we find a goal? Eichel, Matthews, Middlestat. You think of the offensive talent on this team. Under 2 minutes to play. And Joonas Korpisalo and the Toronto Maple Leafs shut out the Blue Jackets. 36 shots, no goals. The trend continues. The home team has yet to win a game in this series. That is devastating, as a 2-0 series lead evaporates, and it is a best of 3 from this point on as we prep for Game 5 back in Toronto. Both Western Conference series are tied at 2 games apiece as well. So you take a look here. I'm still not overly impressed. Eichel has 4 assists, no goals for Matthews. That is a tough one. So let's see. 2 points there, 4 points there, 2 points there. I'm going to bump up Eichel. Why not? 7 and 5, 4 and 3. You know what? Let's try it. Donato, Matthews, Boeser, Hughes, Poehling, Wahlstrom, Farabee, Middlestat, Eichel. We will reward people for playing at their best. And I think, let's see. I'm going to bump up Hughes, Trouba. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You know what? Trouba, sorry, buddy. You're getting dropped. Borgen is at least a +1. Trouba's about even. Yeah, it works for me. That works for me. Let's do it. Trouba and McAvoy will swap places. Ottinger still performing at a very high level. He just needs his team to somehow find their offensive side of things, their offensive touch. Can we do that in Game 5 as the series returns to Toronto? We're about to find out. After blowing a 2-0 series lead, a win here is a necessity. We need to get the job done. First period of Game 5, and that is not ideal. Phil Kessel with the lone goal appeared. We outshot them 15-11, but the Leafs have the lead. Second period, and that is not what we were hoping for. Lindholm and Zibanejad made it 3-0. Trevor Lewis gets us on the board, but Jordan Eberle makes it 4-1. 23 shots to 21 in their favor. Oh boy. All right. Third period, down by 3. We have an early power play opportunity that we cannot take advantage of. We have another one that, again, we can't take advantage of, and Anthony Mantha scores immediately. Logan Couture adds another one. For the love of God, coach, can you get Jake Ottinger out of there before he loses all confidence? Jack Eichel, hey, look out. Jack Eichel's woken up. 6-2 final. I don't care about the 3 stars of the game. I don't even want to look at this team right now. A 2-0 series lead has evaporated. We have lost 3 straight games as we face elimination at home in Game 6. What a turn of events. And I wish I could say that I'm surprised. I'm not. Just unbelievable. Congrats on Eichel for getting the goal, but just, again, Boeser, 2 points? Really? Really? Just really? Again, he now has 3 points in 12 playoff games over the past 2 seasons. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Let's see. Wahlstrom, 2 points. I'm going to bump you up over Boeser. Down to the third pairing you go. Paling. Let's see. 3 points. We'll consider it 4 with the plus minus. Drop you down. Oh boy. How do we want to sort this? I don't know. I guess I'm going to go with Hughes above Donato. Farabee, Middlestat, Eichel. Yeah, I'd say Eichel's still good where he is. That works. That works. Farabee, Middlestat, Eichel, Hughes, Paling, Wahlstrom, Donato, Matthews, Boeser. And we'll see what happens. Defensively, what are we dealing with? I'm going to swap Gilden and Hughes again. McAvoy on 3 points. And we'll bump up Trouba. So Gilden, Trouba, Hughes, Borgen. Let's see what happens. Is this the winning combination? One can only hope after losing 3 straight games and after getting embarrassed in Game 5. Again, 6-2. We are on home ice for what could be our final game of the season, for what could be the last game here in Columbus for many members of this team. But we'll see what happens. All it takes is 1 win, and we have a Game 7 to play in Toronto. First period of Game 6. And for the first time in a long time, we have the opening goal in this series. Ryan Donato scores it. 14 shots to 8 in our favor, so we broke that curse. 1-0 at the end of the opening 20. However, we have a long way to go. Second period, Phil Kessel ties it. The lone goal of said period. 26 shots to 21 in our favor, but we are tied on the scoreboard. The third period is underway. Can we find a way here? We have a power play opportunity that Casey Middlestat capitalizes on. Only for Mark Scheifele to score under 2 minutes later. Toronto with a power play chance that they can't take advantage of. 8.5 to go. Tied at 2. We need this next goal, where we're hitting the golf course early. Under 2 to go, next goal will win, and we will have to wait until overtime to find out who's going to score it. I can't wait. 34 shots to 29 in their favor. Mittelstadt's goal held up for under 2 minutes, and that sets things up. Overtime in Game 6. Can we get the win? Or will the series and the season come to a close? Overtime. Don't blink. You might miss it. Power play chance for Toronto. And Mark Scheifele gets the goal. And that will do it. Who took the penalty? Ryan Donato. Tremendous. 4 straight losses after winning the first 2 games. 4 straight losses. Just spare me at this point. I don't care to look at the stats of players on this team, because I know I'm going to be disappointed by everything that I see anyway. So I don't care to look. Aside from Casey Mittelstadt having 9 points in 12 games, which again, it's not good enough. It's not. You can't have your top line players, being under a point a game if you want to really make a run for it. So can't really say that I'm surprised. Disappointed? Yeah. Always sucks to lose. As Toronto ended up winning the Stanley Cup, Belleville takes home the Calder. So at least we know what the Stanley Cup winning team looks like. Toronto are champions. I don't know if that helps or hurts. They ended up beating Washington in 5 and Vancouver in 5, an all-Canadian final. Toronto wins. Belleville beat the St. Louis AHL team in the final. I am intrigued, though, to see their totals, I do suppose. I wouldn't say intrigued, but I guess I feel obligated, as Phil Kessel put up 28 points in 23 games. Yeah, I got nothing to say to that. I have nothing to say to that, as Toronto wins the Cup. President's Trophy went to Carolina. They couldn't convert that into a win. McDavid wins the Art Ross and the Hart, the Carlson. Erik Karlsson wins the Norris. It might as well be renamed the Carlson. Sagan wins the Lady Byng. The Calder went to Petrus Palmu. Phil Kessel wins the Conn Smythe. Vasilevsky, the Vezina, and the Jennings, for that matter, alongside Spencer Martin. Matt Irwin won the Masterton. The Selke to Pierre-Luc Dubois. McDavid with the Ted Lindsay. And Nikita Gusev wins the Rocket Richard in Florida. Down in the AHL, Noah Gregor put up the most points and was league MVP. I believe that's Judd Peterson put up the most goals. I can only assume. Josh Williams was the Rookie of the Year. Samorukov was Defenseman of the Year. Vitek Vanacek, Goaltender of the Year. Clapperton, the MVP of the playoffs. And then Gregor, Dyson Mayo, and Vanacek take home a few more awards. Lovely. What a disappointing season. I have no other way to put it. But at the a lot of people wouldn't describe a second round exit as disappointing unless you're Washington Capitals fans prior to 2018. As Jack Hughes is up to an 86. The bright side is that we can now look to make some moves. Hopefully the draft is going to be kind to us. But there are numerous members of this squad, as you would expect, that are not going to be here next season. Timmins up to a 77, Samuelson a 76, Rentoul and Kaliev making some progression, Gabriel Chorny, a little bit of improvement there, 6-point improvement for Rodney Parks, the 4-point improvement for Yandel, 5 points for Colton Gibson, 6 points for Cody Pitt. And that does it for our team progression. I don't know what this team is going to look like by the time we hit the preseason. all I can tell you is this, and that is that over the next episode or two, there will be some drastic changes. And I can only hope that we are back on a course that might actually allow us a chance to succeed. But even that, I'm not quite sure what that entails anymore. So, before we wrap this up, let's get confirmation here of the draft lottery. We'll also do the one final scouting assignment. Let's go just, America for the final few weeks. Let's take a look at the lottery. What are the results? The number 1 overall pick belongs to the Columbus Blue Jackets via the Edmonton Oilers. Via the Edmonton Oilers. So that is a promising start. What we can do with that number 1 overall pick, whether or not we keep it, whether or not we trade it, that comes down to just a little bit of luck potentially being on our side. So for now, I thank you very much for watching as always. I'm saving the draft for the next episode, man. I gots to. You gotta look at Luongo's stats. What a guy. We'll save the draft and potentially the entire offseason for the next episode. But for now, that'll do it for this one. Marleau finished his career not only in San Jose at 42 years old, 1 assist shy of 700. What a monster. Thank you very much for watching. You know what you can do to support the video and the channel. Of course, beyond just watching the video in the first place, leave a like and subscribe if you have not already done so. Links are in the description to my Twitter and Twitch. Thank you for watching. I love you all. And until next time, have a good one. Take it easy. I'll see you later.